my kitchen. And la prima cosa che davvero aprenderles el faldale. And the first thing that we need to put on is the faldale. And today's a beautiful day. The birds are singing. And I started getting some bluebirds. These beautiful little bluebirds started appearing. And I have a faldale here with beautiful little bluebirds and butterflies. I have an amazing deliciousness to show you today. And this is from my travels from north to south to all the parts of Spain. And throughout those regions, there were a lot of different flavors and many different wonderful things to taste. So what I have done is I have taken that taste and I have made it into this one dish. And this is going to be my Tarragon chorizo and beef little patties. And then I am going to have it with a bunch of delicious vegetables. And I'm going to give you the ingredients. What I have here is a half a pound of chorizo and a half a pound of ground beef. And the ground beef that I utilize is a grass-fed. And always remember that when you work with any kind of meat, is to leave your meat at room temperature before you start cooking it, because if not, it gets tough. So that's what I have here. And then the spices that I am going to be utilized in here is going to be your, I have here a teaspoon of granulated garlic, granulated onion powder, a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a tablespoon here of oregano. And these spices is what I'm going to carry throughout the entire dish. And this is what I'm going to be utilizing some of this for the vegetables. I also have here 4 cloves of garlic that I have chopped up. Hello everybody, I see you beautiful people. Blessings, good morning to all of you. So 4 cloves of garlic that I chopped. And then what I have here is this nice little chili pepper. Oh yes, because you know we want to have a little bit of spice. And I have, what I've done is I have seeded the pepper and I have chopped it up. So that's what I have here. And then here I have about a half a cup to 3/4 cups of olive oil, but I'm going to see how that's going to play out. And then for my vegetables, I am going to be utilizing these beautiful broccolettis, beautiful broccolettis. I'm also going to be utilizing some spiral wonderful little things that I'll get to you in a little bit and tell you what it is later. I also have some wonderful mushrooms and some yellow squash. And I'll be back to this because this is very lovely and very special. And they do sell them, guys, and they're very, very good for you because they're anti-inflammatory and they are wonderful. And it's butternut spirals, So butternut spirals, mushrooms, yellow squash, wonderful broccoletti. And I'm also going to be utilizing some Spanish olives that I have sliced up. Some Spanish olives are going to be utilizing. And of course, a wonderful start of our show. It's an herb that it doesn't get utilized a lot. And this is tarragon. And tarragon is so healthy for you. And I'll get into that. I have here well, I am going to be utilizing a half a cup of chives. You don't have to do that, but I love that onion flavor into all of this. And that's what it's going to go right in here, a half a cup of chives. So that's going to be right in here, guys. We're going to add that right into this patties right here. Because as we are going to be forming these patties, I'm going to start heating up this is going to be a 1 skillet dish. So get yourself a nice little skillet. And I'll get to that in a minute. And then what I have here is I have shredded 4 cloves of garlic. That's going to go because, you know, we have an entire pound and we really want to taste the garlic. So this is what I did is I took the garlic and I took the grater and I grated that. And then over here I have my tablespoon of wonderful smoked paprika. Oh yes, smoked paprika, baby, it's delicious. And then over here I have my tablespoon of granulated garlic. my tablespoon here of granulated onion powder. And then what I have here is I have a good tablespoon of Spanish oregano, and I'm just going to put it in my hands like so, just like so. And then of course, what we want to have here is I have here my wonderful tarragon, and tarragon, it's got like a licoricey flavor. I absolutely adore it, and it's often used for chicken and fish. But I am stepping out of that, and I am going to introduce it into this dish, because when I went to Spain, we had this, we stopped at this little place, and it was on the border of Spain and France. Yes. And in one street you stood and you were in Spain, and on the other, and if you went across the street, you were in France. And you could see the differences in architecture and the differences in food. And I remember having this flavor into that beautiful Spanish cuisine. So pretty much, guys, if you've never used tarragon, tarragon comes like this. And there's 3 varieties of tarragon. Actually, they are Russian, Spanish, and French. The Spanish ones are more robust than the ones in France and the ones in other countries. And then what I do is I just kind of come like this and just take my little leaves like so, put that guy back in the water, and then I just take my little knife and I just going to just like that, just chop, 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 because we want this to be nice and choppy, choppy, choppy. Nice and thin, chop, chop. I like to taste it. I don't like mine to be super, super choppy chop. And you don't have to have it. You can have it, more chopped than others, but I don't. And I'm going to start my pan on medium. And I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil. Even though the chorizo has olive oil, not olive oil, it already has its own fat. I'm still going to add just a little bit more, because we're also going to be utilizing our vegetables. And wait till I show you. So I just want to add maybe a teaspoon or so of that. I'm going to grab a paper towel real quick here. And then I'm just going to mix this. There's not going to be any kind of fillers in this. This is just going to be straight up chorizo and straight up the herbs that I'm using, and also the flavors that I'm using. And as you can see, I did not use salt, because sometimes you don't really need to use salt if you're going to be utilizing the spices. And those of you that are really trying to watch that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and I got this wonderful little pink little gloves, because in that way I can take these guys off and throw these guys off, so I don't have to get my hands dirty with the wonderful little guys over here that I have here, because I'm going to start forming these patties as my oil is starting to get to where it needs to get. And these, and when I was at this restaurant, I just could not get over how in one street you're in Spain, and in the other street you're in France. And it was really a marvelous experience. And that's, because, you go to different parts of Spain, and they have this train system, so you can take the trains. You can go from one, and it's amazing how it changes. The trees change. Some parts are sandier than others. So as you can see, I'm just mixing this very, very well like that. Oh, it smells like Spain. It smells like Spain to me. I just absolutely love this. And then, you just kind of keep mixing like that. See, very simple transaction. And then we just grab some nice little patties like so. And then depending, how big you want them, they can be small. It's like little hamburgers. But we're not using any buns. No buns go here. And let me tell you about the health benefits of tarragon as I am making these guys. These nice, beautiful patties. because this is what we're gonna have for lunch. And I think I can get a good 4 patties. And you see that? Just like making a hamburger, guys. And then just kind of put the indentation there, okay? So then that way they spread well. And try to make them all the same size. And if you're using these gloves, please be careful. Don't get your gloves into the oil because they will burn. Yes, they will. I learned that the hard way. Yes. Just like when I turned the oven on and I had something in the oven and it melted. And I had to throw the entire dish away. I'm telling you, you know, that's why sometimes I call this Elena's test kitchen. I have burned things. Oh my goodness, have I ever burned things. But it never stopped me from cooking, because you know what? Why make something like that stop you from cooking? You know, so I think I'm going to get a good 5 patties in here. And you see, look at that. See that? You see that? Oh, and it's got all these wonderful things in there. You know, especially, you know, tarragon. Because, you know, tarragon has the potential to reduce blood sugar levels. Yes. And if you're a diabetic and you're trying to lower that, this is the way to go, guys. Okay, so now I'm done. See, very simple transaction with this. Everything is still nice and clean, and now I can remove this out of the way. And then what I want to do here is I want to get a platter. Get yourself some foil, because what we're going to do is when these guys are done, we're going to transfer them to this, and then I'm going to show you how we are going to do the vegetables. And as I am telling you about this wonderful dish that I had in Spain, I did remember asking what was that one, because I couldn't identify what was that herb. And the herb, it's interesting because the tarragon is when they told me, and they told me in Spanish, and then I had to translate it into English. So right now, you know, I'm going to turn my heat, and it's making this deliciousness, this nice deliciousness juice in there, and that's exactly what I want. And as you can see, I only use a little bit of olive oil. And I want to tell you that continuation of the health benefits of tarragon, it improves sleep. It improves sleep. And it's wonderful for you. It's great for inflammation and pain. And you know, I have a lot of pain with my back, and you know, it's interesting when you get younger, you start having these pains, and you know, you don't even know where they come from. Now my burgers are starting to, not my burgers, but my, you know, I have not really given it a name. I can't remember the name that they named it. And this is how they served it, and that's how I'm going to serve it to you. So I try to stay as true as I can possibly can to this dish. And you know, if you're using ground beef and you're using very low fat, you have to add the fat. And that's why I combine the chorizo with that. And wait till you try it. It's so tasty, delicious. And all of this is done in less than a half an hour. Yes, I know we need that in less than a half an hour. And you can prepare your vegetables. So then what have I done to the broccolini? I have taken the little broccolinis, okay? These are the broccolinis. You know, they have different flavors. They call it broccoletti, they call it broccolini. You know, it's whoever you're talking to. You know what? And it's okay. You want to call it broccolini, call it broccolini. You want to call it broccoletti, call it broccoletti. You know what? We can be right, and we can be right in our own way, but we don't have to fight about being right. And then what I do is I took that little guy, and then I come in the middle. Let me get this out of the way. I come in the middle to be like that, okay? Come in the middle, so if you have a nice little piece like that. So you want to make sure that they all are going to be even, so they can all cook even. So I'm going to get all my broccolini all ready to rock and roll over here. Get that out of the way. And then, of course, I'm going to bring my wonderful yellow squash. It's a very, very pretty dish. And my mushrooms. And I remember that I had all of this. And I, you know, and I love making this dish because it really takes me back to being in one side Spain and one side France. It was amazing, let me tell you. I keep using the word amazing on 2021 because we're all amazing. All right, so now, because you know we're not dealing with a lot of fat, my burgers pretty much are now done. See that? Look at that. That's how fast and easy this goes, guys. Oh yes, baby, baby. And I am just going to lay them like so. Sometimes that's how it was served to us. Oh yes, yes, yes. And now what I'm going to do over here is I'm just going to cover that up so it stays, because you know that way it holds the juices by the time it's all been said and done. All right, now to this I'm going to add just a little bit more, maybe about a teaspoon or so of more olive oil. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my little hot peppers in there, my little chili. I don't think that they called it chili there. They have their own peppers in Spain. And then I'm going to have my garlic over here, just like this, because it has all the deliciousness. See, this is what's going on. You see what's going on? This is all the deliciousness that's going on in there. All right, so then now what I want to do is I want to get my little tiny spoon, because in this I want to go ahead and add my wonderful oregano with my the same herbs and the same spices that we used before. So even though it carries throughout the dish, it just gives it an amazing tasty flavor. And I definitely want to use my paprika, my smoked paprika, and I am utilizing Spanish paprika. And this is the paprika that I brought from Spain. And we were supposed to go back last year, and thanks to COVID we didn't, but it's okay because I still have it. And now what I want to do is I just want to come in here like so, like that. Get these guys rocking and rolling, and now I am going to add my broccolini to that. Right into the same pan, guys, right into the same pan, the mushrooms. Everybody's going to go in here. Everybody come to the party. Everybody come to the party. And it smells wonderful here. Oh, I wish we would have smell-a-phone. Because that's what we have. We have a phone here. I have a cell phone here. I'm now going to add also the wonderful olives. I have not forgotten about the olives. And then I have a little bit of chives on the side because I'm going to use that for garnish. And I'm going to move my... And pretty much we're just going to kind of saute these. Oh yes. And this is a skillet. It's a non-stick skillet. Oh yes. And everybody's doing so good. I'm going to lower the temperature now. Oh yes, yes, yes. And they're looking fabulous already, doing their thing. Let me grab this so I can mix them up like that. See what I'm doing? Mix them all up. So we're kind of sauteing them. And when I had this, you know, they serve the vegetables not overdone. They serve the vegetables, guys, crunchy. It was a very interesting way of doing this. All right, so now what I'm going to do over here is I am going to get a 1/4 cup of water, and I'll be right back. And then I'm just going to add my 1/4 cup of water just like that. Ah, I love to hear that. Oh yeah, now I'm going to just go ahead and cover that up just for a few minutes. Oh, look who came to join the party. You got to go back in. You got to go get ready. All right, so then what I want to do is I'm going to turn my board over because we're almost done. That is a quick, and look at that. It's not even been a half an hour. And now I'm going to bring my wonderful little guys right here, like so. And then I want to go ahead and get my little, oh yeah. Oh yeah, get those wonderful little, you know, if you don't have chives, it's okay. You can use green onions. It's you know, it also work. I mean, you could put the chili pepper on there for decoration, but I am not going to because he's probably going to get cut up and eaten later. So this is not going to take too long. It goes really quick. It's just a few more minutes. And you know, I also want you guys to know that tarragon is also rich in antioxidants. And they were, you know, and they, the tarragon, they do not know when it was cultivated. So I try to research that for you, but there's just no way of finding out, because there is nobody knows. It's one of those vegetables nobody knows. So then what I want to do now is I want to come over here, and so I'm going to grab myself a little spatula, and I want to come over here and I want to add my broccolinis, you know, for presentation. You know, we want to keep them right here, so you know there's broccolinis in there. Oh, and with the olives, oh, it's such a pretty dish. And wait till I show this to you guys. It's a beautiful dish. And it's not only that, it's full of antioxidants, it's full of vitamins. And today when I was listening to the news, they were talking about that a lot of people are gaining a lot of weight because due to COVID. And it doesn't have to be that way, guys. It doesn't have to be that way. You know, we can get healthy. I have lost close to 65 pounds eating this way. As you can see, I'm not utilizing a lot of potatoes. You know, it's okay to have potatoes. I do have potatoes, and that's fine. Potatoes are fine, but not every day. Rice is fine, but not every day. It's all in moderation. It's all about moderation. And then what I'm doing here is I am just going to, see what I'm doing here? I am just putting them like so. I know that when you come home from work, and I trust me, I've been there and done that. When I came home from work, I wasn't worried about this, you know, making it look so pretty, because I didn't have the time. And you know what? If you don't have to have the time, when, especially during the week if you work, but if you're inviting someone over to the house, you know, like a friend or someone from the family, and then, you know, and then what they would do is they would take these little guys and they would just kind of put him like so, like in the middle. Oh yes, just like to show that. Oh my goodness gracious. I am so hungry. It smells so good over here with all this deliciousness and all these flavors of Spain. You have your wonderful green olives that are so healthy for you. You have your wonderful broccolini that are full of antioxidants and nutrition. You know, you also have this wonderful little, oh, I just love this dish. I just love the dish. I can just talk and talk and talk about this. And the thing is, it's healthy for us. And then, you know, we got to bring in the mushrooms here. You know, the mushrooms have to make their debut, because, you know, they're so good for us. But, so, you know, mushrooms, you know, do your research, guys. Do your research. And then I can come over here with my spoon, and I can get this deliciousness, this yumminess like that. Oh, wait till I show this, guys. Wait till I show you guys. It looks beautiful. Oh, my goodness gracious. I love when this happens. And then, if you have any more of these little guys, you can just spread them right over here like that. It just gives it that oniony little flavor. And then what you have, guys, is you have this. Look at this chorizo and grass-fed beef with these marvelous, delicious broccolini, any way you want to, with a wonderful tarragon and the wonderful mushrooms and the butternut squash, and all this for your health. Are you guys hungry yet? Are you hungry? It's time to munch. Oh, he came out of his office. He's waiting, and Reggie is sharkening, looking for something that fell on the floor. But nothing fell on the floor. And I want to thank you for joining me today. I want to thank my beautiful sponsors, Dario Rodriguez with Life and Food Superstores, Stephen Bailey with Bailey Fish and Charters, Soul Angel with Color Streets. Look at my beautiful nails that she's given me. I shine. And I want to thank, of course, Cola Harris with FARMASI. That provides me with the most beautiful things to keep my skin healthy and glowing. Take care of you. When you take care of yourself, you're able to take care of others. Eat well. It is your responsibility, your health, not the doctor's, guys. I bring you healthy mangiare. I bring you healthy